Where's 1992? 1992 059 630 rank 10 Bannerman. Spoiler, Chromo told me that you beat him. Wow, ZXD-001 putting on a show, and then Burst stepping it up for like the 100th day in a row. Chromo also on the front page though. Oh, no wonder you were salty about Bannerman beating 1992 because he beat. Yeah, okay. Cool. No, Artix. We didn't see. Did I skip over Artix? I don't think I saw Artix on the front page. Where is she? Alright. Silent, Chimera, so our starting deck is trash, but it's okay for Silent. Hoarder, Big Game Hunter. Let's go. Alright, they're all... Oh, that's a double? Triple? 4. We can hit 4. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. We can hit 4 a couple of different ways. They are practically the same, and then we get to make that choice. I don't think we can hit 4 down that way. So we need to get to this node, and going this way or this way, it's the same options. That's slightly different. We're forced campsite if we go that one. So it depends which starting one is a little bit better. And with Hoarder, we want as many fights as possible. So we'd take that path anyway. This one has 2 fights. This one has 4. Let's go. You want a nice thick deck in you when you're doing Hoarders. You had 142 cards? Yeah, you can't upgrade too many after images unless you go 5 energy. But then you have to watch... if you have 5 energy and 5 after images and no mummified hand, so you're only getting 5 cards played, how much block do you generate? $10? That sounds awful. So remember, we get... Really? I'm getting 3 of this? Do you even bother? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4? Thanks, Crit. Why? You can't upgrade them. It's so mediocre. I mean, okay, after image? Yeah, alright. Like a charm. You know what works with after image? Like upgraded cloak and daggers. Not unupgraded blade dancers. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright, what happens if you get a mummified hand and you've got 7 after images? Quick maths. That's 21. That's okay then, right? Oh, wow. What if you just get one at random from floor 2 fight? So you almost want to, at some point, skip fights just to get them upgraded. Are you blaming your wife for things, Chromo? Does she know you blame her for stuff? Hey Zanza, how you doing, man? Doing okay? Yeah, me too. That's how I tell everyone I'm doing. Let's take a blur because it's amazing. Transform is interesting because a transform will give you 3 of those cards as well. But I think going into an elite fight, I want to upgrade an after image. What'd the transform give you? Nope, already lost an elite. No idea. So you're trying to give me some advice on what I should take, and you have no idea what you're offering would actually do. Sounds legit. Who's on the front page? Some guy that told me that they watched my run and then used it to get a better score than me on the previous daily. And then someone else who beat him. Did you hear that, Bannerman? Chromo said he used my score, my run yesterday, to make changes to get a better score. I was horrified. This run feels like it's going to take forever, and I'm going to get bored of it halfway through Act 2 like yesterday. And then I'm going to throw one of the fights in Act 3, and then not care. After image runs always end up like this, because the fights just take forever. Like, I already want to be playing Undermine. Hey, Teeterville. Normally I take fights, but already having an after image, I just want to make sure I have 2 of them. Good morning, Dr. Drax. Oh, didn't need to do that, but okay. Maybe we can carry some block over. Which after all this effort I won't get a blur next turn. Okay, so we should be good. How am I feeling in general? A bit concerned, actually. Like, the job market's really tough. And I'm like 1 year further out of work than I was like 3 years ago. So And I've done pretty much nothing to keep up my professional development over my last couple of years. I think I need to worry about blurricating. I think I can just go for it. I mean, nothing's definite. But next year would have been when I do a where the plan was I should have already been looking at some sort of part-time anything, just to sort of, you know, make use of the time during the day the kids are at school. Software is in well, software might be in demand where you are, and it's always in demand over here, but it's overpopulated with people. We just take. I don't think we need to upgrade anything else. I think just take the fights. I probably should be killing that guy since I melee'd that one. I don't think it matters. Like, it seems very hard for these guys. Well, I mean, I could draw only 2 cards I can play. That would do something. Yeah, Noxious would be nice. Or like 10 more blurs. I could always try a mixer. Maybe. I'd have to drop my Twitch partnership first though. And that's kind of doing nothing really. But I think that swap's better for people that have something very unique to offer immediately. Do we even care for Wraith? I mean, sure, why not? It's upgraded. It means like my after image now. If I take another after image, they're all upgraded. I wonder if skipping Frozen Egg was actually a better play. I think the deal definitely is that I got lucky when Spire was popular. That I just happened to be playing it, and was playing at a reasonably high level at the time. Yes. And then, you know, one, the game's popularity decreased, but also, you know, I always said from the start, I'm not that good a player, right? And everyone's like, no, you're a good player, Panz. Okay. But then, yeah, the game pushed into a level that was a lot harder, And everyone's win rate dropped, not just mine, but it was clearly noticeable, the difference. Yeah, I mean, that's right. Like, people that love me for me and me being an average gamer sort of realized they agreed with me. Well, I mean, I've already got one Blade Dance and it's doing well with the after images. Or one set of Blade Dances. Blank is nice. I was good at Billions? No, I wasn't. But thank you. I played that on just standard settings and beat the first level once. But it was fun, you know. Do we just Wraith form out here? Because then what is he going to do? I guess that's the play, right? Couldn't actually see it too, yeah, because the old stream setup was awful. I should have played the other Malaysians for nothing, since we're basically racing him versus a clock here. Should you go to the store and get some chips, or watch me? You should leave me in the background while you go to the store and get some chips. Morning, baby tech. How you doing? Yeah. Oh, because I'm colored by the game's dark. Okay, fair enough. Just Nightmare the Wraith form and be done with it. You just never get to play Nightmare. That's the problem. It just costs too much. Tools of the Trade could have been interesting. Why are we getting curses? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe Tools of the Trade was fine. Wolf's still a sub. Radon pops in every now and then. You know what, I'm just gonna do it. I just don't care. Wolf's stationed in Japan. Do I have to Wraith form here? I think I'm okay with that. I don't know how I win though. I took the Doo Dog because I thought I was going to get curses. I guess this is a daily tank. I'm okay with that. I got to play Undermine. And Transformers Caltrops? Yeah, that's something that might have been helpful to know. Am I out of intangibles? Oh. Is that going to be large enough to do stuff? Probably not. Oh, now it is. I wonder if I can sync Guardian down to not being able to damage me at all. Because then I don't need... Maybe I should have gone for bigger lasers then. Hey Philly, I'm just not excited for Classic. I was watching Jazzy play it after the stream yesterday. And she was like level 4 Druid. And was at doing one of the Quillbore, the early Quillbore one where you've got you've already done all the 5 precursor quests of going back and forth, and then eventually you have to go kill the head Quillbore dude. And there was 50 identical druids with no gear, because no one has gear at that stage, all sort of fighting each other to tag the kill. Because a lot of people that only played WoW recently, you know, you're used to being able to go up to a named quest mob, and as long as you deal some damage to it while it's alive, you get credit for the quest. It's not what happened in Classic. And the respawn was like 10 minutes on it. And up it pops, and everyone groups up. Like, people run up and like, invite to group, invite to group. You can't be in a raid group, so you only get a 5-person party. And Jazzy was in a group with 4 other identical torrents. And everyone's just trying to get spam stuff. I think a lot of the enjoyment for people watching the streamers are that they're playing at the same time. And there's people that are playing in the streamers guild, or the streamer runs dungeons with them, so there's something about... Well, you can't. That's like, you gotta remember, like, quests in Classic WoW are so pivotal for, especially for getting gear early, for the amount of experience you get, for opening up the next part of quest lines, because a lot of them, even though the quests don't really link, some just don't become available unless some of the other ones have been done. You don't have the experience boost from all the other sources like you do in current WoW. Alright, Perennial, seeing you get back. Bees is raiding, thanks man. And usually, though, especially those ones, like that particular quest, the end of it, like the item you get from doing the final named quest mob in that sort of quest is a really big upgrade in the first few levels. And the levels, it's not like, you don't... you stick around in even the earlier levels, you stick around in them for a lot longer than you want to. Yeah, but you got to remember too, like, the experience you get from killing mobs is so low because it takes you so long to kill everything. So you actually are better off in a lot of those ones, waiting it out and hoping your group gets lucky and gets the kill. You might be able to go outside and get a couple kills of mobs, but it's just not worth your time. You're probably better off just going and having a meal. It's... Extra adrenaline or extra wraith form? I don't think it matters. I think this one. Extra adrenaline, so when we draw heaps of after images. We just take Bell and get a billion curses. Yeah, the 9 strength should help a bit. I think WoW Classic, like we're probably going to talk about it a lot on this stream over this week for obvious reasons. I think it's a fine thing to have. I still believe that most of the people looking forward to it either didn't play it or have rose-colored glasses of what they think they used to play. Which is fine. And I still love... There's a lot of paths that give me 3 elites. Ultimately, which ones do we want then? I don't know. Probably that one. Yeah. Well, I think I should have just Wraith formed this turn. No, it doesn't. There was a thing that went out, like I can't remember the team, we talked about this yesterday. One of the teams posted a tweet with an add-on for looking for Group Finder. And there's a lot of hate because people were like, that's taking away from the classic experience when there was no Group Finders. But the classic experience was installing add-ons so that you could have things like Group Finders and, you know, and Advanced Auctioneer and Mailbox Helper. Like, that was the classic experience, was installing add-ons. Quest helpers and, you know, all these things that did everything to sort of make the systems playable. Yeah, and a lot of people that didn't play vanilla don't realize this, that like there was so many. I had a list of add-ons and a list of for like, I can't remember the first place I used to get them from, but eventually it became Curse. Like I had a batch file that would open up all the web pages of where I needed to download them every time a patch dropped, just to make sure I had updated ones that would work. I could have used that. Yeah, or Deadly Boss Mods was amazing, right? You know, just straight up. But then there's, you know, just simple things. There was one that was really good, and it basically, it only really worked for people, as long as everyone had, for people that had the add-on. But it extended chat, like it was extended chat channel. Bag organization, yeah. And I think that's, like, I don't know if, like, there wasn't a looking for dungeon finder because, I don't know, someone hadn't thought of that, you know, really early on. But the one that I had, I can't remember what it was called. Basically, it just, you could type something into your chat, and it sort of went to it went to anyone else that had that add-on. So it was good for finding groups. And I think the current one's kind of built off that, maybe. And then eventually someone had an idea of like a group finder one, and there was some group finder tools, and they were good. But yeah, people are currently flaming those add-ons getting promoted for WoW Classic, because they're like, that's not Classic, it's not how you're supposed to Classic. L to Classic. It's like, no, that using add-ons 100% Classic. Did somebody say Thunder Fury Blessed Blade of the Windseeker? That's right. There is one thing that you can get in current day WoW that has been there since day one, and not Baron's chat, because that's changed. And it wasn't the Thunder Fury Blessed Blade of the Windseeker, because there was a time before that. But does anyone reckon they know what it is? I can give a hint. Usually happens in 5 minutes before shutdown on every server. Sometimes it starts a lot earlier than 5 minutes to shut down. And it blows my mind that Blizzard never just cracked down on it and just said, we're just going to start permabanning. It got even worse when achievements came out. Item duping? No. Not really racist, but I mean that always happened, right? That was always a thing. I don't know if I needed an accuracy because, like, we've got so much strength from the. Linking the blue sack. No, kind of getting there. I'm just gonna. Do we just update the adrenaline? I just don't know. It doesn't matter. Well, I can't say it. So there's a certain area on the body that is very, very specific spot on the body that chat would like to put in. Dark got it. That trade chat would like to, you know, talk about all the different achievements and link achievements with it. Yep. Either with abilities or achievements or talents. Almost to the point that it became... It felt like it was some sort of rite of passage. What do we got? 1321? Okay. For people to do that. I'm like... Like, obviously, Blizzard's point of view, they can't ban everyone because that's their money, right? But seriously... Oh, did I need to... I think I needed to, I don't think it matters. I don't think I care, actually. If I do that, that one will hit for like 20. Can I kill 2 of these? No. You did it all the time and not... they possibly did do it more times, but it was definitely when... it definitely became really dominant in the chat when server was going down or restarting. Yeah, first level, server level 400 fishing Lich King. Nice. I won the Stranglethorn fishing competition in early Lich King. I picked a very specific week. Oh, it was Easter. It was the first Easter weekend, because everyone was around chasing the bunnies. Because achievements came out at the end of Burning Crusade, right? So when Wrath of the Lich King came around, everyone was doing all these new achievements, and for the holiday events, people were chasing the bunnies around. In like in the Night Elf zone and the Blood Elf zone, right? And I'm like, oh, you know what? I was getting really into fishing at that stage, and I'm like, I reckon I could win the fishing comp because so many people will be doing And I tried a few weeks in a row, tried different things and different strategies, and was like doing better and better. And one of them I almost won, but I hadn't experienced the hand in, so I didn't know like what was going to be the order of things happening. Like when the screen pops up to hand in, and I was there ready to hand in to win, and someone was there as well, and we sort of went there at similar time. I can't remember if I got there first and was just too slow, or if I got there second and was too slow. But they handed in as I was trying to hand in. But then the next week was the Easter weekend. I'm like, okay, this is it. It's the Easter weekend. Like, everyone's going to be doing that stupid bunny egg chasing quest. I just have to get out there. Yeah, and I won that. And whoops. And everyone in the guild went nuts because, you know, it wasn't a thing that happened often. And then I ended up getting the title. Or I don't know if the title was attached to it at some stage. But I had to go win it again because I created a Draenei Shaman who I had in some sort of almost teenage-ish angsty sort of moment named it Goatbox. There's an innuendo there. And I wanted the salty title for that character in particular. So I went and won the Stranglethorn fishing competition again. Only then to have Blizzard make titles and most achievements cross-character. And it took a long time to win the second one as well. Oh, did the title come later? Okay, maybe that's why I did it. I'm like, oh, I've got to do this on a different character now. But then, yeah, not long after that, Blizzard made the titles cross-character and the achievements and stuff. I'm like, oh man. But I had two individual. And it became a lot harder to win. Because the cross-realm thing started to happen in, like, the I can't remember the word they used, but they would cross-realm certain zones if there was less people in the zone. It was a once-a-week thing. On Sundays, I believe. Sharding, I think, something like that. So it basically meant, the idea behind it is that if there's only 2 people on your server questing in this zone, well, why not take all the servers that have 2 people, and then you might end up with 30 people questing in the zone. And that way, if you want help for a group quest, there might actually be someone. I like that. It makes sense, right? Where people didn't like it, it meant that now there was 30 people doing the quest. And it generally, 30 people doesn't matter, right? But sometimes, you might have 4 or 5 people going for a named mob, and, now you have to fight for it because people are dirtbags and they'll laugh at you and dance around a mob they have tagged just because they know there's nothing you can do about it. Except watch them not kill it because they're jerks. That's a spoiler. Eventually then Blizzard added the, mob tagging, right? So that if you walked up to someone who was killing a mob, instead of having to say, invite please, and then watch as they didn't, you could just hit it and run off and get the credit for the kill anyway. I got 1 energy. 3 energy, I don't want any of these. Yeah. I could have played the Parasite for 3 block, I suppose. Adding the named mob tagging, yeah, it was really good. But like they were things that Blizzard came up with over like years of expansions and add-ons getting implemented into the game. I think what they almost needed to do for Classic was take all the stuff that, like things like Group Finder, and leave it in there. Roll back things like talents, because, you know, back to the level 60 talents. I don't know. I feel like the different ranks of spells too is weird, right? Because you have to go back you had to go back like every time to your trainer, and sometimes you'd look it up, you'd just Google it, or you'd get an in-game add-on that would tell you what new abilities were available when you level up. Because otherwise you end up... I don't know how many times I just got caught up in the moment, and instead of Googling it, I just went back to town, trudged back to town, because you've got your Hearthstone set where you're questing, right? On its hour cooldown. Okay, so it's on its hour cooldown. Oh, nice. That's synergy. So you trudge back to town, or back to your, like, once you get further away, like once you get out of the starting zone, you trudge back a long way. You get there, and you're like, great, I'm playing as Frost Mage, and it's just a basic Fire Blast upgrade. And Fire Blast was good for pulling. Like, it's a Fireball, which I haven't upgraded because I'm poor, because it's vanilla WoW and there's no money, so I have to be really choosy on which spells I actually upgrade. You know, and now at least I can go back to thingy. Oh wait, I just used my Hearthstone and then spent 30 minutes walking back, you know, across the zone. So I guess I'll go do something for half an hour while I wait for my my Hearthstone to be off cooldown, because either way it's a half-hour trip. I like the talent trees. But not for the most reasons that, like, when people be like, I like the talent trees because it meant you had, you know, people try to flex their EP, and it's like, it means you could work out cool talents and prove you're better than other people by making sure you had better talents than them, not this baby hand-holding, just pick 6 out of, I don't know how many tiers there are now, but you've got so many choices of 3 and you just pick the cosmetic one you like the most. It's like, no, you weren't picking talents. Like, you picked the one that Google said was the best one for that class for rating. You know, Icy Veins or Noxic or a couple other websites that said, this is how you're going to spec your class for this raid. Silly EP players. But I just like it. I like traditional talent trees. The original talent tree was supposed to give you a 1% power. It was so much not near 1% for your... No way. Like, there's a massive difference. Like, one of the options is, you know, like some of the spells in them are huge. If you don't take them, like, you're not doing damage. Like Pyroblast was one of the talents originally, yeah? Oh, it didn't even come close. Like, you would do triple your DPS with, or, you know, if you had a fully optimized talent tree from one raid, like from a raider, and you just filled that with fluffy talents all over the board everywhere else, the difference would be triple at least. Yeah, Pom Pyro. Nice. Like it's closer to 1% these days where with all the cosmetic choices. Here are 3 similar effects. Choose if you want to do it in the form of an eagle, a lion, or a bear. But at the end of the day, you'll still have moved this far and increased, you know, increased your dodge chance, you know. Oh, the Frost Fireball, was Frost Fireball one of them? That was kind of cool though, because that had a slowing effect and a dot. Or did it have a dot? No, it was like, okay, so it had the slowing effect because it was frost, but it also was affected by any of your fire talents. Or the fact that you could go boom chick, like that the boom chicken spell was halfway down the balance tree, so you didn't have to take balance any further. You could just go to that and then put a whole bunch of points into either feral or I can't remember what the other tree is. Balance, feral, and resto. That accuracy is gonna mock me every time I see it now. Also, I can't heal, so playing curses potentially does bad things. Although regrets are pretty bad. Although playing the one regret draws more cards, which is pretty good. I'd take another set of after images, 100%. I should have played the curse earlier, just to draw. What I need is more blurs. Shame. How you do nothing in an after image deck, I love it. Well, the choice was Shuriken or Dubudol Bannerman. They were both at the same store. And you can see that, like, the Shuriken's got, like, the Dubudol's got a much faster effect. I don't even know if Shuriken would have been able to build up to 9 strength if any of the fights last long enough to get that far, you know? I think I made a good decision. Oh. Whatever. I think I've got the Blade Dance Collector Chromo. Gatherbot Helper has gifted a sub to Nolan. I think that means, Nolan, did you use the sub for free system? Thank you so much for watching ads, or not watching ads, doing daily quests and playing crappy mobile games to collect a free sub for the channel. Appreciate it, dude. How much time do you spend per day? Do you just do the daily thing? The thing that takes like 10 seconds a day to do? I think you can get a sub from doing that once a day. You play a few games on your break at work. That's cool, man. Appreciate that. The command is sub for free. Can someone put the sub for free, the number 4, into the channel, please? I should advertise that more. What? Thanks, Titaville. There's the link. I think I got to upgrade the thing too. It's not. Is it Bitboss? It might redirect. Maybe I should do a better redirect. It's like quest mode now or something. Oh, look at that. And that. Although I need a mummified hand. Paper crane seems. The bottling of after image. Well, I when you've got after images, you can take the bottle straight away, because you know, worst case scenario, you just put it on the after image. But I didn't know what other powers I had, and then I saw what I had, and I'm like, no, I don't want any of those in my opening hand. But if we don't get a mummified hand, I don't know what I'm doing. That was probably wrong. There are some games too that will just directly give me cash. That's always appreciated. Or you could just, instead of wasting your time playing really crappy games, you could just give me cash. I'll also accept that. Okay. Come on, undermine. I probably should have picked one I upgraded already. Yeah, about that mummified hand, okay? Alright, I need 2 elites. Let's get 2 adrenalines hit. So let's go that way. What games we got coming out? Oh, we're playing Dreamscaper on Friday. Speaking to the dev, one of the devs, and the current that going to be enough? Yeah. The current demo, which is free on Steam. Teeterville, my dude. Straight up drops $15.
You mean like this?
I mean like that. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Now I just want to, like, hand out some gift subs to the channel. No, taking damage from playing curses hits your hit points. It doesn't affect perfect point scores, though. Which is why the Centennial puzzle goes when I play the first one. With not playing boring mobile games. Yeah, fair enough. No boot value. Oh, in which case then I should probably not do anything. I'll blow that in there. Thanks, Nutty Fine, I appreciate it.
Well, I was going to make a joke about giving you money. But then the ads ran out and Tiderville was the boss, so instead this is for Tiderville.
Oh my god.
You rock.
I've been calling you Teeterville for as long as I can remember. And all of a sudden the text-to-speech girl just pointed out, your name could be Tiderville. Have I been making a phonetic assumption in 2019? Or did text-to-speech lady get it wrong? Yeah, I know. Like, I feel very socially awkward, more so than usual, that I'm just assuming your phoneticism. Oh, it's Teeterville? Okay. Ooh. Maybe that's got. Maybe I went Teeterville because of my my addiction to little brown leaves. I love my tea. I think it's because I'm half British. I think if I was actually full British, with my current sort of disposition towards boiling plants and drinking them, I would just live off tea leaves and in different format. It's probably a good thing that I'm only half British, actually, because of that. Text-to-speech lady. She's probably drunk. I mean, she is Australian. It's very highly likely that's just the case. She means well, forgive her. I'm not racist. I'm half Australian. I can say that. Although according to the rest of the world, I'm half Australian, so I'm already half racist. That's a Hoarder deck, Naughty Pine, and I just went and got heaps of after images. I think we want to draw cards. Ugh. I can kill one of these, but what's the point? I have a blur. Okay, that's a point. You came home and started opening the soda, only then for it to explode all of you. Was that the soda that you were walking home with? Like, was it hanging by your side in a bag as you were walking home? Please tell me that's how that worked, and then it just decided to go. And on a bike. So it's just been bouncing around, and you're like, I'm just going to open this and point it at my face. That's how I'm imagining it. And there's nothing you can tell me that will differentiate that that's what happened. All over your face. Am I sitting on the side? Yeah, this is actually my carpet on the floor. Why am I sabotaging my run? I haven't taken any damage. If I'm half Australian? No, that's based on where you live, not where you are. And that's a myth. Well, kind of a myth. Like our toilet water does, from our perspective, go in the opposite direction from your perspective, looking at your toilet bowl. But our water spins in the same direction as your water, based on the outer perspective of someone viewing the Earth. Oh, sour cream. Sour cream and chives? Are they sour cream and chive chips? Oh, that's my favorite combination. Actually... I'll join you on the chippage. I have some honey soy rice crisps. They're almost chips, but they're pretty good. Sour cream and onion. Sour cream and onion is also very good. I want chips now. There we go. So these are by Cicada. They normally do these little like crackers, these rice crackers, but instead we've got honey soy. So if someone works for Cicada out there, I'm open for sponsorships right now. So if you can pay me and supply some product, I will gladly do this like regularly. Cicada. Have one today. Oh, they're really good. Because I can. Probably should have kept the block. Turns out Bash costs 2 energy and I don't get to play all the stuff. I aim to amuse, because there's no educational purposes happening here. Yeah, that's it. Making sure no one steals the strategies off this run from them. On a serious note, though, like, I would be more than... Oh, I would be somewhat reasonably... Okay, I wouldn't mind if I happened to come across making a video that showed you how to expressly cheat the daily score. We'll call it an expose. Am I allowed to produce that content and put it on Twitch or YouTube? Oh, I don't want to get in trouble. 1505. I didn't even look at my modifiers. Oh, wait, here they are. Oh, I missed Beyond Perfect. I could have had 1605. And I wasn't even paying attention. It would have been a 1605 if I didn't... Yeah. Oh well. I reckon I probably could have got even higher if I had really tried. Yeah, Batman, I gave up halfway through.